Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Game of Thrones Winter's Coming. In today's episode we have had a new patch hit the server. This patch of course includes a variety of updates and slice of life changes, I suppose. Main thing in the update is the fact that Sansa has been awakened now, so we will take a look at that in this video of course. They've added the new Gloria set general material. We assume it's some kind of event reward, but we haven't really found out or seen how it's implemented yet. But it's supposedly already in the game now, so probably going to have some future update about that. In terms of improvements, we've had a bunch of improvements to our quick click shortcut, whichever you want to call it, city affairs button. And these things involve mysterious chests being removed from Expedition Beyond, some daily free chests being added into Dragonforge pack, and so on and so on. I mean, it's nothing really super great, but it's there. In terms of weapons, total weapons have been given a slight adjustment in terms of the fact that they now can increase the amount of weapon ore they will consume for an attempt to get new buffs on, but you can then specify in which category you want the buffs to be in. For example, if you want infantry buffs or you want cavalry buffs, and so on and so on. So that's also quite a nice change. And then of course there are some equipment sets that have been increased in power, and some other stuff that we'll take a look at in this video. So yeah, let's jump right into it. The first thing we'll take a look at is of course Sansa. And Sansa is a bow commander, focusing around bow attack and bow health. And you would assume then that the Awakening would also focus around the same things and make bows stronger, which is not the case. And that being said is because she will still get the bow attack, but you will also get bow attack reduction, and you will get fortification durability. So all in all, it's kind of a stalemate for bows. It doesn't really give anything to bows in that regard. Of course, it's always nice to have more attack on bows, but getting bow attack reduction in exchange just means that you come out as a 0 pretty much from it when facing someone that has Sansa 2-star. And overall, it's okay. Most people probably take her to Awakening level 2 because of the fact that her tavern also includes leadership, which is army size increase, which a lot of people want. So in that regard, it's good that she's been awakened. In terms of her awakening skill, it's a little bit, let's say that bow players had expected more. Let's say it like that. Basically, it's a passive skill which applies immediately once it's owned, and it increases your max hospital capacity by 50k and max shelter capacity by 100k. And that in general is not a bad thing per se. It just benefits perhaps the zero accounts, or whatever you can call it, zero castle accounts, because it increases the shelter size, so you are in less risk of having to force out your troops. 100k just means that you can hide 100k more, so you can swipe around your troops easier and send them out without any fear of getting destroyed. Of course, this complicates things a little bit because bow players had hoped that she would have some kind of offensive bow skill helping them, since bows have been hit pretty hard lately. And now they have Egbert left as a last resort in attempting to get something good out of bows, and I personally believe that bows will probably stay around where they are now, if not getting even worse, because they had like 1 year, 1.5 years just of terrorizing everyone in this game. So, but this pretty much completes Sansa and her awakening, so let's jump right into the next thing. So in terms of equipment that has been changed, I believe it's all the war equipments that have been changed and some other smaller ones perhaps, but from what I can see, and this is just based off memory, I believe these used to be 25% at the top, which has increased to 30% on those that are maxed out now, which overall is of course nice. I believe also the secondary and third buffs have been slightly adjusted, slightly increased, although not by much, but it has been changed in that regard, and I believe it applies to Storm Rage, Sunspear, Frost Set, and perhaps also some of the other sets that are there. And I don't really see this really making a big change in that regard, but it might have to do with the fact that they have added the new glorious set general material item, which may mean that it's easier to get the glorious set now, and it's a way to try and offset the balance somehow. I don't know, I have no idea what really goes on. There's a lot of rumors going around that there will be soon an update regarding equipment in terms of overhauling equipment in terms of stats, or increasing levels, increasing quality, increasing more badge slots, increasing the amount of sets we will have, so on and so on, because some of the items that were shown in the last video are still in the recycle shop, and we haven't really seen what this is about, and we have gotten a lot more access to badges and stuff like that much easier now, so it could indicate that there are some changes or some major update coming in the future regarding this, at least. So, but it's a nice thing, I suppose, for those that haven't really paid for things in the game, that they can just get a decent set out of it this way. Although I don't think that 5% will make a huge difference for people. Lastly, before we end this video, I'm going to show something that hasn't been shown in the patch notes, which is the fact that there's a new SP medal category, which is the Royal Guard, focusing around infantry, buffs and reductions from what I can see. Overall, it's a nice thing to add, I suppose. From what I have seen, they are going to add one for each troop type in terms of Inf, Cav and Spear. I'm not sure if they add one for bow as well. I haven't seen that one, at least, but it's pretty strong, and you can see the stats here. And of course it's in the SPA category, so right now the only way we can get them is through Champion City Siege. I assume they might be adding these SP medals in different events or rankings and stuff like that as well. They're probably meant for high tier accounts or high whale accounts, so nothing that the average player probably will get their hands on for some time at least. And I mean, it's there and you can prepare for it. Most players probably wouldn't face against a max account anyway, so you really won't face it. Of course, the fact that you can have a huge reduction in terms of 80% reduction or something like that for your infantry, and on top of the reductions that the other one gave, sorry, which is also like 40, 78, something like that, 78% reduction and so on, so you pretty much get like a huge amount of reduction, like almost 200, over 200% reduction for something, and combined with total and some mono thing. So I do think it's a great thing. They have somehow limited the amounts that you can get, but it also means that in those events us normal players will not have anything to do, basically. But well, this kind of completes what has been added in the last patch. I assume there'll be one more patch before Christmas or during Christmas and New Year, somewhere in between. But we will take a look at that once that happens. Otherwise, I wish you all a great December, great Christmas and New Year if we don't see each other before then. And of course, I hope you liked the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Comment down below if you want me to focus on something specific. And if you're new to the game or want to play the game, there's going to be a link in the description below. And so there will be for the Game of Thrones Winners Coming Discord group. And this pretty much completes everything for me today. I hope you all have a great day and take care, guys. Bye bye.